Hi, this is RJ Sano on Fever 91.9 FM with the Bollywood superstar, and I have the first-time author with me, Deepa Agarwal. So she is an entrepreneur in the space of human rights and mental health, and her work has been recognized by the Women Economic Forum. She is also a panelist with the Center for Global Inclusion, and she's a first-time author, and she's a Chennai girl, Chennai lady. So welcome, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sanu. Really happy to be here.
This hangover, this is a word that really got my attention. That's what your book is titled, The Hangover of Choices. So how did this come about?
So, it's interesting. The title actually got finalized by me before the actual content, full content of the book. So by the time I'd reached my second chapter, the title was very clear to me. And I'll tell you, this is because of two things, right? And how I connected the two things. So one is, because of the work I do in the mental health space and all of that, a lot of people during workshops come and tell me they have certain regrets, that they wish they'd done something differently. And there's always the sense that, I'm trapped in a certain situation, which is of my own making, right? So that's one aspect of it. And it just so happened that one night I was out with my girls drinking. It was one of the girls' birthdays. And obviously, a lot of vodka shots were coming on the house. And I had a bit too many. And I had a hangover the next day. And I was doing a lot of things to cure it, and it was not getting cured. I was still having it. And I suddenly realized that this is what people are talking to me about in a way, this sense of having that hangover in their lives, that they're doing things, but it's not getting cured because of certain choices they have made. Like I regretted that last vodka shot, so people have regrets of different kind. So that's how I kind of saw that, this title is exactly the right title for the book, The Hangover of Choices That I Have Made in a Way. And that's the journey of the protagonist also, as she's going through this hangover of her choices.
Right. Sometimes we're not just addicted to alcohol, we're also addicted to our thoughts. We also live in the hangover of our thoughts, right?
Absolutely.
So what I'm trying to understand here is, Suma, your book also talks about how, the protagonist is watching all her thoughts, move like a movie marathon. And every filmmaker that I've interviewed or author that I have, interviewed, they've always told me, Sano, I saw this snippet in the news. I saw a snippet, in the newspaper. So for you, where was the spark? Where did this come from?
So, from several things, actually. For me, this entire thing comes from my philosophical journey of understanding what life is about. It comes from my study of counseling. It comes from my gender equity work. It comes from a whole lot of different things, And one of the commonalities that I've seen across all of these schools of thought is that to really understand yourself, you have to be able to kind of step out of where you are, and that's exactly why this protagonist in the story is going through her own memory lane, and as she's doing that, she's actually outside. She's watching it right now. So she's not really she's the protagonist also, and she's also a viewer at the same time. And it's very interesting of her interplay of seeing what the actor is doing. And as the viewer, she's thinking, why is this actor not doing this? It's so evident. And that is the journey that she goes through. So the spark really came for me from these various studies that I have done to present the book in a certain format.
Interesting. This is like Inception in the form of a book. That's what I get. It's like very deep in so many levels. And of course, our philosophy, the Indian philosophy always says, observe your thoughts, observe, from the outside. So beautifully you've woven this, into the book. So you're a Chennai person, you're a Chennaiite. So is this based, out of our city, the story rooted to the city, if I can ask you that?
Very much so. It is very much rooted in Chennai. You will see some pieces of Besanaga Beach, because that's where I grew up in that locality. I also continue to live here. And it also, you'll see some bit of Nungambakam, some bit of, all of these places will come alive for the reader. And it also has some bits of Bombay in it, because I kind of lived in Bombay for many, many years before I returned to Chennai. But yeah, predominantly the book is based in Chennai. The protagonist is a Chennai-based girl. She lives in Chennai, so she's sharing her experiences of the city as well in so many different ways.
Interesting. Vice President, Kamala Harris also had her moments at the Besanagar beach. You're also having your moments at Besanagar beach. that is really interesting. So,
Yeah.
what would you like to say, Deepa, to all those, who are going to read your book, this book of fiction per se? And two questions here, actually. How did you, a lot of mental health is reality. So shaping it into fiction, how did you do that? That's the, question that I want to ask you. And of course, your message to all those people who are looking forward to your book, Hangover of Choices. What would you like to tell them?
Yeah, great. Yeah, thank you for that. So I will obviously answer the first one, the mental health part, right? So, all of us go through stresses in daily life. We are going through some push, some pull, some days are good, some days are not so good. And, there are everyday stresses that we are coping with. So the mental health aspect that I've presented in this book is really about the everyday life stresses. Something as simple as we were just discussing right before, this need to look in a certain way, or this need for recognition that I have. People have to say good things about me for me to feel good about myself, or fear of failure that stops us from actually taking the plunge, or anxiety of an uncomfortable situation. There are many stresses that we face in our daily life that actually depletes us from living a full life, because we are not comfortable with who we are, because we're trying to deal with it. And usually in India, we don't talk about these aspects. We talk about mental health more from very serious mental illnesses. So that is why I really wanted to present this, that mental health is about our daily life as well. It's about the well-being. And presented it in fiction because when it's fiction, then it's relatable. It's a story of any other person, really. It's not random. People will be able to relate to the story. It's a simple read, and I think it's an engaging one. So that's why it's in the form of fiction. And that's how I presented it.
Right. And finally, your message, to all those who are looking forward to, reading your book, what would you like to tell them?
Yeah. So my message really is that, during these times when there is so much unpredictability in the world, and the reason also why, this book is timed in a certain way is because, in these times of chaos, in these times of unpredictability, the only thing that's going to take us individually forward and as a human race is the inner stability we have. If we are internally stable, if we are centered, we'll be able to manage with life very differently, in spite of everything that is happening around us. And that inner stability will only come if we are true to ourselves and we take an honest look at our own actions and behaviors and thoughts, the hangover of our thoughts, like which you talked about. Unless we bring in and understand these aspects about ourselves, we will not find that inner stability. So the book really is an invitation to find that inner stability within, and for that to take an honest look at ourselves. And that really is also my message for anyone who's reading the book.
Wow, so beautifully said. So this is a conversation starter for mental health, if I can say so. So go ahead, pick up Hangover of Choices. And this event is by Satish Jupiter. Once again, congratulations, ma'am. I hope your book is a blockbuster success. It was great talking to you, Deepa.
Thank you so much. Yeah, pleasure.